Hello friends, welcome to Code Crush Coding. In this video we are going to learn some of the interview questions of Python. So let's start with the first question. So what is a Python? So we know Python is a high level interpreted interactive and object oriented scripting language. So let's understand each term in detail. So what is high level language? So a high level language is any programming language that enables development of a program in a much more user friendly way. So we know machine language, so it's quite difficult to write the code in machine language, but using the high level language, writing a program is much more in a user friendly way. So high level language are designed to be used by the human operator or the programmer, and they are referred to as closer to humans, means easily readable languages. Another term here is interactive. So what is interactive programming? So interactive programming allows input from the user in what is called an interactive application. So any application which allows the input from the user, that are called as interactive applications. And the third term here is object oriented scripting language. So object oriented programming is a programming feature that depends on the concept of classes and objects. So you will understand these details if you watch the Python tutorial videos that you can also see in the description. Another thing here is Python is designed to be highly readable. It uses English keywords frequently, whereas other languages uses punctuation, and it has fewer syntactical constructions than other languages. If you know the Python programming language, then you can understand that it uses mostly English keywords. Like in other programming languages, to print a particular statement there are different methods. Like if we consider Java, then there is system.out.println, but in Python you can directly use the method print, so it is easily readable. So that are some of the features of Python. So in this way you can answer this question for what is Python. Another question is Python a case sensitive language? So what do you think? Is Python a case sensitive language? Means upper cases and lower cases, if you declare a variable, then will it be different in Python? So yes, so Python is a case sensitive language. So let's understand in the demo. Let's declare a variable here. Let's say I declare a variable called name and provide the value as code crush. And now what I want to do, I want to print this variable, print name. So what is the output of this code? So this will print the name. So what is the value of name here? Code crush. So if I save this code and run, so here you will see we are getting the value code crush. Now what if I change here any of the character? Let's say I replace this E with the capital E here. As you can see, this variable is not declared inside our code, but the spelling is same, right? Like the name and the name, but here the difference is only of the case. Like this is all the E is in lowercase here, and here we have provided E in uppercase. If I run this code, see we are getting an error which says name error, name, and this variable name is not defined because Python is not able to read this particular variable because we have declared here another name and we are accessing the name in different format. So that's lead us to the conclusion that Python is a case sensitive language. Another question is indentation required in Python? So we know that Python does not uses the curly braces to declare the scope of any particular method. We need to provide the proper indentation, and as per the indentation, the scope of that particular line of statements depends. So indentation in Python is compulsory and it is a part of its syntax. All programming languages have some way of defining the scope and extent of the block of codes. In Python it is indentation. Indentation provides a better readability of the code, which is probably why Python has made it compulsory. So let's see in the demo what. Here let's remove this particular statements, and now what we will do, we will declare one method here. So how to declare a method in Python? You need to make use of keyword def, then the name of method, let's say show, and then colon, and whatever I need to write in this particular method, so that should be in the proper indentation, means in a particular space. So here you will see we have given one space here, and let's print a message, print, and let's say let's print here in show method, in show method. Once we have printed this message, and let's say in the method we need one for loop. So let's provide here a for loop. So how to provide a for loop in Python? For I in range, let's provide range as 2, and see now what is happening here. Here we have provided method, so inside this method these are the two statements, and now we are using a for loop, and inside the for loop we want some statements. Now that particular statement will be inside for loop, so we need to give a proper indentation. PyCharm will automatically take the space, but you need to understand this should be inside this for loop. And here let's say we print a message again, print inside loop, and after this we want to come out of the loop, then we need to close this indentation. We need to come inside this method in the same lines, and the last message we will print here is exit. So this will be the end of method. So these are the statements inside this particular method, and now we will try to call this method. So how to call a method in Python? Just need to provide the method name here. Now let's save this code and run now. Let's see what output we are getting. See, we are getting the output here. So as we have called this particular show method, so the first statement will be executed here is in show method. After that, as we have provided a for loop till range 2, I will start from 0 and 1. So 2 times this for loop will be executed. So 2 statements we are getting here inside loop. After that, exit. Now let's say if you does not provide a proper indentation, let's say I remove this particular print exit and close it here. So what this statement will indicate? This will indicate that this particular statement is not inside this show method. It is outside this show method. So in that case, what will happen? Let me run this code. Now notice the difference. As this particular statement are inside this method, after that a exit statement is printed. So we are getting first exit, and after that show is called, and then we are getting the content of this particular method. And if I provide a indentation here, then this particular exit will be inside the for loop. So this will also be printed 2 times exit. Now let me run this code. Now see here, first time we are getting this message in show method, after that inside loop, then exit, again inside loop and exit. So in this way, indentation plays an important role in Python. As per your requirement or the particular scope you want to provide, you can give the proper indentation. Now let's move toward the next question. So what does hash symbol do in Python? So hash symbol is used in Python, but why it is used? So hash is used to comment out everything that comes after on the line. So if you provide a hash, then that particular line will be ignored by the compiler, means we provide a comment to that particular line. So why comments are required? To provide some extra information about the program or to ignore a particular line. So let's see in our code, we want to ignore this exit statement. We want to just print inside the loop. Now you have seen here exit was getting printed 2 times. Now we want to ignore this. So just we will provide here hash symbol. So that particular statement or the line will be ignored. If I run this code, now see, we are not getting that exit statement, we are just getting inside the loop. So hash symbol is used to comment out everything. Now next question is how to comment with multiple lines in Python. Now what we have done, we have just comment out a single line, but what if I want to comment multiple lines in Python? So to add a multiple lines comment in Python, all the lines should be prefixed by hash. So there is no extra provision or the different symbol to comment out multiple lines. We need to comment out each line by providing a hash prefixed. Let's say I want to comment this particular line also, then I need to provide here hash to this line. So in this way you can provide the multi-line comments. Here we have comment out 2 lines. So this was the first video for the interview questions of Python. In the next video we will cover another question. So that's it in this video. Do watch next video. Thank you for watching.